Governor, we haven't seen the executive order yet to redeploy ventilators from upstate to downstate. Why haven't we seen that? And also, what would you say to people in Western New York, in the Southern Tier, in the Adirondacks, who have concerns that this may leave them vulnerable in the coming days, in the coming months, as the apex moves upstate?
I would say this, John. The executive order, I'm adding a couple of other things to the executive order. We're going to have to extend a few policies that are going to expire. The concept here that people have to get is nobody can handle this alone. Nobody. The people of New York City cannot handle this alone. The people of Nassau can't handle it alone. People of Suffolk can't handle it alone. People of Westchester can't handle it alone. People of Buffalo can't handle it alone. People of Albany can't handle it alone. Period. That is just a fact. This virus will overwhelm the resources of any single community. It's also true nationwide. Our wisdom here in New York, our mental wisdom, and our ethos is we'll help one another. This surge flex, every day we sit there allocating among hospitals, shifting gowns, shifting masks, shifting patients. Nassau needs this, Suffolk needs this, Westchester needs this. And that's the only way we're doing it, by shifting of those resources. We will come to a point where that wave will run right through the state. And we're going to have to do that for Albany and Rochester and Syracuse and the North Country and the Hudson Valley. That is going to happen. And I guarantee the people of this state that as long as I'm governor of this state, we won't lose a life if we can prevent it. And we're not going to lose a life because we didn't share resources among ourselves. Anything anyone needs in Buffalo to fight this virus when it hits Buffalo will be there. If it comes from Montauk Point, and I have to get in a truck and drive it from Montauk Point to Buffalo, it will be there. And that's the way we've governed this state, and that's the way we've operated. That was our mentality post 9/11. That's how the state has operated for the past 10 years. And that's how it will be going forward. Whatever any community needs, we will be there. Now, I understand the fear. Well, if I lend you my ventilator, what happens when I need the ventilator? That was FDR and the garden hose, right? First of all, smart is you don't want your house to burn down. Don't let the neighbor's house burn down. When the fire hits the neighbor's house, it's in your self-interest to put out the fire in the neighbor's house. Not only is it the right community, moral, ethical thing, it's the smart, practical thing. Why did Oregon send us 140 ventilators? Because they're very nice people. Yes, Governor Brown is a great leader. Why else? Because they see the fire spreading. And they say, better we put out the fire before it gets to us. If I'm sitting in upstate New York right now, and I see that fire coming up, I say, let's go put that fire out before it gets to us. But even if the fire gets to you, every hose in the state that can be sent to you because they don't need it will be sent to you. And all we're asking is for ventilators that you aren't using now and you don't foresee using in the foreseeable future. Right? I say to you, John, do you have any ventilators that you're not using and you don't think you're going to need in the foreseeable future? Yes, I do. I have 10. Okay. Let me borrow 2. The 20% is what gets you to the 500 ventilators. So,
How many of those 500 has the state taken possession of?
None.
None yet?
None. I just want to know where they are if we need them, right? For planning purposes, we know where every ventilator is in the state of New York now. They're all little dots, right? We know where every ventilator is. I want to know as we're going through this, day to day to day to day, and we have, by the way, hospitals that get down to 2 or 3 ventilators. I mean, that's how tight a margin we're operating on. I want to know what's Plan B, what's Plan C if we get to it, and where are they? And then, look, it's a ventilator. We had one here. It's on a stand. It's on wheels. You can move them on a day-to-day basis. Nobody's going to get caught short. It's not like I can't move ventilators from one place to the other. And you look at the curve. That's why I say even nationally, you cannot do this any other way. I don't see any other operational model. It's when a place is at the apex, all the firefighters run to the apex with their hoses, and then the next place on the apex, you redeploy to that apex. New York City, the apex is either very, very soon or we're on a plateau. Do what you can then, and then we redeploy. We talk about the family of New York, right? I must have said that 1 million times. Family of New York, family of New York. Yes, yes, yes. What does family of New York mean? Mutuality, cooperation, sharing, benefits and burdens. Okay. This is the time the family has to come together. This is the time. Not just out of spirit and love, out of necessity. You cannot handle this without your brothers and sisters. You can't.